Team Alabama, we are ready for a little more in Hunger Games. Please join me in reading on page 167. My fear of the career pack is minor compared to my burning thirst. Besides, they were heading away from me, and by now they too will have to rest. With the scarcity of water, they may even have had to return to the lake for refills. Maybe that is the only course for me as well. Morning brings distress. My head throbs with every beat of my heart. Simple movements send stabs of pain through my joints. I fall rather than jump from the tree. It takes several minutes for me to assemble my gear. Somewhere inside me I know this is wrong. I should be acting with more caution, moving with more urgency, but my mind seems foggy and forming a plan is hard. I lean back against the trunk of my tree, one finger gently stroking the sandpaper surface of my tongue, as I assess my options. How can I get water? Return to the lake? No good. I'd never make it. Hope for rain? There's not a cloud in the sky. Keep looking? Yes, this is my only choice. But then another thought hits me, and the surge of anger that follows brings me to my senses. Hey, Mitch, he could send me water. Press a button and have it delivered to me in a silver parachute in minutes. I know I must have sponsors, at least one or two, who could afford a pint of liquid for me. Yes, it's pricey. But these people, they're made of money, and they'll be betting on me as well. Perhaps Hey Mitch doesn't realize how deep my need is. I say in a voice as loud as I dare, water. I wait, hopefully, for a parachute to descend from the sky, but nothing is forthcoming. Something is wrong. Am I deluded about having sponsors, or has PETA's behavior made them all hang back? No, I don't believe it. There's someone out there who wants to buy me water, only Hey Mitch is refusing to let it go through. As my mentor, he gets to control the flow of gifts from the sponsors. I know he hates me. He's made that clear enough. But enough to let me die? From this, he can't do that, can he? If a mentor mistreats his tributes, he'll be held accountable by the viewers and by the people back in District 12. Even Hey Mitch wouldn't risk that, would he? Say what you will about my fellow trades in the Hob, but I don't think they'd welcome him back there if he let me die this way. And then where would he get his liquor? So what? Is he trying to make me suffer for defying him? Is he directing all the sponsors towards PETA? Is he just too drunk to even notice what's going on at the moment? Somehow, I don't believe that, and I don't believe he's trying to kill me of neglect either. He has, in fact, in his own unpleasant way, genuinely been trying to prepare me for this. Then, what is going on? I bury my face in my hands. There's no danger of tears now. I couldn't produce one to save my life. What is Hey Mitch doing? Despite my anger, hatred, and suspicions, a small voice in the back of my head whispers an answer. Maybe he's sending you a message, it says. A message saying what? Then I know there's only one good reason Hey Mitch could be withholding water from me, because he knows that I've almost found it. I grit my teeth and I pull myself to my feet. My backpack seems to have tripled in weight. I find a broken branch that will do for a walking stick, and I start off. The sun's beating down, even more searing than the first 2 days. I feel like an old piece of leather drying and cracking in the heat. Every step is an effort, but I refuse to stop. I refuse to sit down. If I sit, there's a good chance that I won't be able to get up again, and that I won't even remember my task. What easy prey I am. Any tribute, even Rue, could take me right now, merely shove me over and kill me with my own knife, and I'd have little strength to resist. But if anyone is in my part of the woods, they ignore me. The truth is, I feel 1,000,000 miles from another living soul. Not alone, though. No, they've surely got a camera tracking me now. I think back to the years of watching tributes starve, freeze, bleed, and dehydrate to death. Useless. There's a really good fight going on somewhere. I'm being featured. My thoughts turn to Prim. It's likely that she won't be watching me live, but they'll show updates at the school during lunch. For her sake, I try to look at least desperate as I can. But by afternoon, I know the end is coming. My legs are shaking and my heart is too quick. I keep forgetting exactly what I'm doing, and I've stumbled repeatedly and managed to regain my feet. But when the stick slides out from under me, I finally tumble to the ground, unable to get up, and I let my eyes close. I have misjudged Hey Mitch. He has no intention of helping me at all. This is all right, I think. This is not so bad. The air is less hot, signifying evening's approach. There's a slight sweet scent that reminds me of lilies. My fingers stroke the smooth ground, sliding easily across the top. This is an okay place to die, I think. My fingertips make a small swirling pattern in the cool, slippery earth. I love mud, I think. How many times I've tracked game with the help of its soft, readable surface. Good for the bee stings too. Mud, mud, mud. My eyes fly open and I dig my fingers into the earth. It is mud. My nose lifts in the air and those are lilies, pond lilies. I crawl now through the mud, dragging myself towards the scent. 5 yards from where I fell, I crawl through a tangle of plants into a pond. Floating on top, yellow flowers in bloom, are my beautiful lilies. It's all I can do not to plunge my face into the water and gulp down as much as I can hold, but I have just enough sense left to abstain. With trembling fingers, I get out my flask and fill it with water. I add what I remember to be the right number of drops of iodine for purifying it. The half an hour of waiting is agony, but I do it. At least I think it's a half an hour, but it's certainly as long as I can stand. Slowly, easy now, I tell myself. I take one swallow and make myself wait, and then another. Over the next couple of hours, I drink an entire half-gallon, and then a second. I prepare another before I retire to a tree where I continue sipping, eating rabbit, and even indulge in one of my precious crackers. By the time the anthem plays, I feel remarkably better. There are no faces tonight, no tributes died today. Tomorrow I'll stay here, resting, camouflaging my backpack with mud, catching some of those little fish I saw as I sipped, digging up the roots of the pond lilies to make a nice meal. I snuggle down in my sleeping bag, hanging on to my water bottle for dear life, which of course it is. A few hours later, the stampede of feet shakes me from slumber, and I look around in bewilderment. It's not yet dawn, but my stinging eyes can see it. It would be hard to miss the wall of fire descending on me. Okay, guys, go ahead and add to your facts and talk about where she found water, what she did, how did she purify it, all of those things that you can add as facts. Okay, and with this fire descending, we can ask some questions. Where is the fire coming from? Does she escape the fire? Who helps her? Does anybody help her? Okay, ask those questions and add to your questions, please. Have a great rest of your day, Team Alabama.